So on Friday, there was a mutiny by Putin's mercenary army, the Wagner Group. About 25,000 thugs in this mercenary unit. It's headed by a man named Yevgeny Prigozhin. Okay, that's Yevgeny Prigozhin. And he's 62 years old. He's a Russian oligarch. Looks like a nice guy, doesn't he? He's worth billions. And he and Putin are behind a lot of the violence all over the world. They work together. So when Putin decided to invade Ukraine, which was ridiculously foolish, and that was on February 24th, 2022, okay, he hired the Wagner Group, not his own armed forces, to be the spear tip of the invasion. And the Wagner Group are ruthless. They don't take prisoners. They shoot everybody. They kill women and children. You know, it's the SS. That's what it is. No rules, no accountability, nothing. And they're paid very, very well. And a lot of the units are made up of criminals who Putin allows out of prison, violent criminals, to be in the Wagner Group. Well, anyway, on Friday, for whatever reason, and there's many given, Prigozhin rebels against Putin, okay? And he turns his army around, and they go into Russia, and they capture a city of some size. And the word is they're going to march to Moscow to depose the Russian Minister of Defense. But they stop yesterday, Sunday, and there's some deal made. And again, nobody really knows the ins and outs of all of this because there's no reporting on it. It's not like reporters are doing it. But Belarus, which is a Putin satellite, brokered a deal where the Wagner Group would stop, and then Mr. Prigozhin would seek safe harbor in Belarus. Well, if I were Mr. Prigozhin, that's a little too close. So you wait and see what happens to him. It depends who goes first, him or Putin. They're both going to go. Okay, so we have the story. This just happened. But the repercussions for us, you might be in there, Oklahoma watching me, or Montana, or British Columbia, or Japan, or wherever. This affects you, this whole thing. And let me tell you why. Okay, so in the beginning of this Russian invasion of Ukraine, I knew it wasn't going to work because I know a lot about the world and the news. And here's what I said on January 31st. Go. Putin's on the ropes now inside Russia. We don't get reporting because, unlike here, if you are a Russian citizen and you bring this into a demonstration, you're in jail. I think Putin may go down this year because of this war, because he's losing it so badly. But the only way he goes down is if the Russian people take him out. All right, so that was 6 months ago, and it wasn't the Russian people. I could not have predicted the Wagner Group would turn on Putin. But all of Putin's allies, the most important being China, are looking at Putin's weakness. There are reports, again, we have no idea, that the Russian army didn't try to prevent the Wagner Group from taking the Russian city, Rostov, I think it is, and they didn't have any problem, the Wagner Group, advancing 120 miles outside of Moscow. Okay, again, the reporting you got to be skeptical about. But this is a humiliation for Vlad. And as far as the Ukraine war goes, he's done. Who's going to fight it? The Russian military can't fight it. They need these murderers to do the dirty work because the Russian army is so weak. So the Ukrainians are like, all right, we're going to counterattack and we're going to retake all the territory and all its business. And then China's going, we didn't figure this was going to happen. So whenever you do something like that, whenever you make that kind of a bold move that involves conflict and violence, unintended consequences will arise. So if China invades Taiwan, believe me, there are going to be unintended consequences for China and the world that are just going to be staggering, as Putin is finding out with Ukraine. Now, here in the United States, there are apologists for Putin. It's incredible. There's no doubt Putin violated international law and is a war criminal. All right, his tens of thousands of women and children are dead, and millions of people are displaced because of Putin, one guy. Yet, there are people who go on television and stick up for him. Go.
The truth is coming out that this war was not started by Russia, that Russia begged us not to try and drag Ukraine into NATO. We ignored Russia, and Russia made it very clear that they were going to defend their national interest. All they wanted was neutrality for Ukraine.
I mean, that guy is I can't even believe that he was allowed that kind of a forum. It's staggering. Robert Kennedy Jr., and he's going to have a town hall on News Nation Wednesday, and I'll be doing the pregame show on that. Robert Kennedy Jr. was sticking up for Putin. I have no idea. I have no idea why he would do that. But, and you know, there are the people as well. So, wrapping this thing up, a disaster for Vladimir Putin. His credibility as a fearsome leader is shot, pardon the pun. Good thing for Ukraine and the world because Russia's power is weakened, but there will be more to come here. It's not over by any means. The chairman of the Fed is promising more pain ahead. Last year, stocks dropped a whopping 20%. 2023 could be worse. You are right to be worried. So call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Since I've been a client and spokesperson, the price of gold has appreciated more than 35%. So please call today and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers and have the highest rating in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201. That's 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.